Hey guys, welcome back to ReConvert. This is Eric, and in today's video I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the ReConvert post-purchase offer editor. This is where you can create and edit all of your post-purchase offers. Let's start from the very beginning. At the top left you can see the offer name, and below that you can see when it's going to be displayed. Right next to the offer name you can see a help video teaching you everything you need to know about the offer editor, and then you have mobile and desktop preview of your post-purchase offer. On the right side, you're going to see a save button and a way to close the offer editor and get back to the funnel editor. Let's start from the very beginning. By clicking on title, I'm going to be able to give my offer a name. This is for internal use. Your customers are not going to be able to see it, but you're going to see it in the funnel editor to understand what this offer is all about. So for the sake of the example, I'm just going to call it Demo Offer 1. Next, we're going to be able to control our offer title. Let's change the title to something like, I think this is cool. You can play a little bit with the size of the title. You can make some of it bold, and you can play with the alignment of the offer. Aside from that, we can't really control more than that, since all the design settings are coming from Shopify and we have no control over them. The next step would be to decide whether to display the title above or below the offer. I'm just going to keep it above for the sake of the example. Moving on to the next section, this is product options. This is where we're going to configure the actual products that are going to be displayed and all the options related to them. By default, the offer is set to display the most expensive product purchased within that order, but you have other options. You can either select specific product, the cheapest product purchased, Shopify recommendations that do not require any additional integration, or any of the 4 integrations we support for product recommendations: rebuy, personalized recommendations, and wider. For the sake of the example, I'm just going to select a specific product. Now, it's important to mention that if you select anything other than specific product, you're just going to see some skeleton data because we can't really decide what product to show. So you're going to see a skeleton image, and all the discount, total shipping, and quantities, variants, all of this is just going to be skeleton data. Now let's just select a specific product for this offer. Let's choose this 2019 portable electric mini iron. Now once I've selected a product, I can see the actual product data in here. Moving on to the next section, if I selected a specific product, I can choose what happens in case this product is in the original order. You can either display this product anyway, skip the offer, or display an alternative product, which will give you this option to select an additional product. You can change the product here or delete it from here. Let's switch to another option. Let's say display the most expensive product, which is, by the way, the recommended way to go. Now let's assume that you have some product that you don't want to display in this offer. We made it super simple for you to do that. You can just check the exclusion tags, and then you can exclude from this offer products tagged with the following tag. So let's say that you want products that are tagged with heavy not to be displayed in this offer. Once I hit comma, this tag is going to be added, and you can add multiple tags. Let's say that you don't want products tagged with banana as well to be displayed in this offer. The next option would be to decide what happens in case the product is actually tagged with the exclusion tags. Again, you can either skip the offer or display an alternative product. I'm just gonna uncheck the exclusion tags for the sake of the example. Moving on to the other product options we have here. So first of all, we have the layout of the upsell. This is the extra large layout. We also support large size upsell, which is going to be looking like this. On mobile, we only support the large layout. Moving on to the next section, the product title. Here you can use whatever you want, or you can keep it empty if you want us to just use the default product title. But if you want to have something specific, you can add something like, and again, you're very limited with what you can do related to design, but let's just change the size of it to be a little bit bigger and make it align to center and make it bold. You know what, let's just keep it to the right. It's important to mention that also if you're using a specific product, we have another button here telling you that you can import the original product title in here so you can actually see how it looks like. The next option would be product description. By default, it's not being shown, but if you want, you can display product description, and we can't dynamically display product description because, again, the format here is very limited. Let me show you an example. Let's switch again to a specific product. and I'll show you what the description looks like when you import it. If you select a specific product, again, you have the option to import the description, and this is what it's going to look like. Now, on a real thank you page, this is not what my description looks like. Just to show you how it actually looked like, I actually opened the product tab in here. This is what the description looked like originally, but since we were very limited in terms of design, we just import the text so that you can edit it in here. So let's just play with it a little bit. Now, for the sake of the example, I'm just going to disable product description. Next option would be main product image. You can either use the main product image as it's shown on Shopify, or you can use a custom image, and if you use this option, you can select an image from your store or from Shopify. I'm just going to use the main product image for the sake of the example. Moving on to the next option is how to display secondary images. You can either hide secondary images, or you can just use a slideshow. As you can see, we are very limited with design options. This is the only option we have to display product images. Unfortunately, we can't add any effects of scrolling or display the smaller images below. Sold out text. This is for products with variants that have some variants that are sold out. It's irrelevant for this product. Subtotal text. Again, this is where you can control all the text related to the summary of the order. Display quantity picker. This will allow you to enable customers to order more than one. If you disable it, it's going to look like this. And the same option we have for enable variant selection. This product have no variants, so we can't see it, but let's just choose another product. And now here is what it looks like. The next option would be to either display or not display the product vendor. I'm not going to display it for the sake of the example. Moving on to the next section is discounts and shipping. The first thing you need to ask yourself is whether or not you want to add a discount, which we highly recommend. If you use a discount, all these following fields are going to show up. Now, by default, it's set to 0%. Let's change it to 10%. Once we have a discount, we're going to have another field in here for discount, and you can control the text of it. You can either add percentage, fixed amount per unit sold, or fixed amount for the entire order, which means that even if it takes multiple units, he's still going to get the discount only once. And you can also apply this discount only for products over a certain amount of US dollars. The next section would be shipping. By default, offer set to free shipping, but you can also use a flat rate, and then you can select the actual rate of the shipping, or you can use the option to get rates managed by Shopify. This option will adjust the shipping rate according to the settings you have on the shipping page on Shopify. It's important to mention that if you have any integration or you use any apps for shipping, this is not going to work for you. It's just going to take the basic settings you have on Shopify. Now, we've also added a fallback shipping rate in case we couldn't get any rates from Shopify. You can control it in here, and then you got the shipping text that's going to be displayed in here. I'm going to set it to free for the sake of the example. Next, pricing. We have three types of pricing you can display. The first one is the product compared to price as shown in Shopify, and you can choose the size of it. I'm going to keep it at 12 pixels. The next one would be the product price, and this is the product price as shown in Shopify. Let's keep it a little bit bigger, okay? And then we got the product price including the discount. So let's say that we're giving away 10% discount. The product compared to price on Shopify is 100 NIS. The actual price on the store that customers are seeing is $79.99 compared to 100, and including the 10% we're giving away right now, the final price would be $71.99 NIS. I'm going to keep this one a little bit bigger so they can see the final price they're getting. Again, the control we have over design is very limited. These are the best options we can offer at the moment. Moving on to the next section, timer. You can choose whether or not to add a timer, and if you do, you can choose the text inside here. You can edit the text itself, and then you can choose when you want to display this timer. So if this offer will come up a lot, you can choose to either display it once per order, which means on every order that the customer will place, you will see the timer again and again, or once per customer, which means the customer will see the timer for the first time, and then if you see this offer again, the timer will not show up. I'm going to keep it for once per order for this example. Now, the actual duration of the timer, we can set it up to minutes, seconds, hours, and days. It's important to mention that if you have days and hours set to 0, they're not going to show up, but minutes and seconds will always show up. If I set it to 2 hours, it's going to look like this. Next, the position of the timer. You can choose if you want to display the timer above the widget, below the widget, above the button, or below the button. I'm going to keep it above the button for this example, and then you need to choose the text position. You can either set it left to the timer, right to the timer, above the timer or below the timer. I'm just going to keep it above the timer. Next, you need to select the actual text before the second, minutes, days, and hours. I'm going to keep all of it empty, and what's going to happen once I keep it all empty is just going to display the dots, which I think looks better than the text itself. And then the final part would be what happens once the timer ends. So you can either do nothing, which will keep the customer on this offer page. You can either remove the discount, which will just, this price will disappear and the only price that will show up is the actual product price, or you can just move to the next offer. If we remove the discount, let's preview that. This is what it's going to look like. Offer expired, and then we just see the final price. And if we move on to the next offer, there is just nothing to see. So I would suggest move to the next offer because it's been a while. Again, it depends on how long you set the timer for. And then moving on to the last section, this is buttons. This is where you can control the text of the accept button and the decline button. It's important to mention, again, we cannot control the color of the text or the button. We can just control the content of the text itself. All right, so let's just do yes, I want it, or no thanks. Once you're done, you can just hit save, and this is it. Your offer is pretty much ready. If you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to our support on the live chat on the bottom right corner of the screen, or if you need anything else, feel free to just comment on this video and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you so much for watching this video and have an awesome day. Good luck with your post-purchase funnels.